Hello, hello, Kim Himes here. Welcome to my channel, Kim Flips Dallas. So here we go. The wonderful world of multiple offers. If you're a listing agent, it's like, this is what it sounds like. Ta-da! If you're a buyer's agent, this is what it sounds like. But it doesn't have to be that way. So coming at you from the perspective of a listing agent who is in the middle of multiple offers on this beautiful home, I want to tell you some things that you can clue in your buyer's agent, or if you're using me as your buyer's agent, I will already know. So, but here's a couple of tips. Number one, when your buyer's agent submits that offer, and I'll tell you about the content of the offer here in a minute, but when they submit the offer, they should always follow it with a phone call to the agent, the listing agent, to let them know, hey, I put this offer in for you. This offer's in your email inbox, so please take a look. And I'd love to work with you. I'm super communicative, and I'm really fun to work with, and just anything they can think of to kind of push your case forward in that listing agent's mind. I just had a call from the agent who actually submitted this offer, very good agent, because she mentioned some of the very important things that are going to be important to my client. Things like that her buyer is fully qualified, that then she gave me the name and the number of the lender, so I could call the lender and say, hey, is your buyer really qualified, or is this just a smokescreen? So she did that. She didn't tell me that it was a full price offer until the very end of our discussion, which was kind of odd. I might have led with that. But if you're a buyer out there and you aren't making a full price offer, there are some other things you can do to make your offer stand above the crowd. One of them would be looking at, a lot of people say, oh, more earnest money. We want to show that we're earnest, so more earnest money. So as a listing agent, that's good and that's cool. The problem with earnest money is that there are like 10,000 outs, that a buyer has in the contract. I'm kidding, it's not that many, but there are a lot of outs that contingencies and just things contractually, like if you're an FHA buyer and the appraisal doesn't come in, that's in the contract that, hey, if the appraisal doesn't come in, then, the contract isn't going to go forward. So, there's things that are inherently in the contract, and there's things you can put in there to sweeten it up. But that being said, earnest money is not all the end-all be-all, although it does show that maybe your buyer has more intention of going through, or maybe more money available, I should say, more assets to tap into. So for me, it's okay. But you know what I like to see? I like to see short option periods or no option period, which doesn't happen usually. But short option periods tell us that, we're not going to have to wait forever on pins and needles to see if this thing's going to fall out during the option period. So I like short option periods. Then I also like, versus even earnest money being bumped up, I like to see that the option fee is pretty high, like a $500 option fee. Even though it can be checked as refundable in the contract back to you when you do proceed with the sale, with the closing. The cool thing is, well, this is cool from the seller's standpoint. If you decide to terminate during option, that option money that you put forward as good faith in the contract is now my seller's. So that's kind of you're going to get this if this thing does not go to closing. So that is huge. And that might put your offer over the top in a multiple offer situation. So clue your buyer's agent in if they don't know that. What's another one? It's another one that I like to see. Pre-qual letters to make sure that you're already pre-qualified. If those come in with the offer, I'm thinking this agent's on top of their game. They have made sure their client's pre-qualified. They've provided me the ability to call that buyer's lender and say, hey, I just got this offer in. Have you even spoken with this person? You'd be surprised how many times. No, I'm kidding. That's really never happened to me. Closing date. If you can make the closing date, sooner, especially if you're coming towards the end of a month and that seller's having to make another payment, if they can see that you're able to close before the first of the month, That is like gravy, okay? The letters, the buyer's letters. Maybe I'm a cold-hearted, hard-hearted, no, I'm not really, but they don't have as much weight for me as the terms of the contract. I think they're sweet and I like to read them, but I think those other elements, just showing that you're a really qualified buyer, that you're serious, that you love the home, that you took the time to, call me and say, hey, I've got an offer coming in. Here's what I know about my clients. They're teachers, they're both educators, they're a young married couple, blah, 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 whatever it is, they'll give me some kind of spin that tells me that they really know their clients and their clients are really loving this house. And that I can transmit to my seller, who has spent, time and effort to make this house a very appealing project. In this case, my client is an investor, and this is a rehab project for him. But he does a phenomenal job, and most people want to follow his work. Like, tell me when he has another one ready, I want to go see it. So it's really, really cool to have a client like that. Okay, so that's all I can think of right now. I may do a video too when I'm not so wiped, because it's the afternoon, it's late in the afternoon, and I'm kind of needing a latte or something. So, but those are some real good tips, I think, let me review them real quickly, is a quick closing date, sooner is better than later, a short option period, and a nice sizable option fee. As long as you realize that you have the chance you will lose that if you don't go through with the closing. So it does allow, the seller's taking his house off the market in order for you to go and do your due diligence, which you should do. But you got to realize if that seller's taking a risk, even if it's only for a week, that's a market week that they've lost. So I don't think that's a bad thing to say, hey, I'll pony up 200 versus the usual 100, or I'll pony up 500 because I'm willing to do that. So I think it's a great thing to see. The other thing was having that pre-call letter to be able to show that you can actually play this game and purchase this house. It's a pretty important element of trying to decide whether to choose you over someone else. And since I need to run and talk to my seller about our multiple offer situation, I'm gonna go do that. And wish you best of luck. And if you need anything in the Dallas-Fort Worth area in terms of real estate, and I go all the way to McKinney, all the way to Allen, all the way to Anna, all the surrounding Frisco, all the burbs, I am here for you. And I thank you so much for coming to my channel, and join me next time because there'll be more.